You might be my family, you might be my friends, but if you voted for Donald Trump, I hate you. I f***ing hate you, and I don't want you to be in my life.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the show. We have a great one planned for you today, but first, we need to thank today's sponsor. It is yet again at Warrior Artist 2024. Thank you very much, Warrior, for your generosity and continuing to have that desire to help keep the show going, to keep the lights on in the studio, so to speak, and to keep the Dave Show going strong. All right, well, listen, Warrior, I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day, but we need to get on with the rest of the show. Let's do it. News and nuts, news and nuts. Hey, it's news and nuts. President Trump spoke in front of all the generals, and he was talking about the enemy from within and how we need to deal with this cancer before it starts spreading, and he is confident that we can do this. Check it out.
This is going to be a big thing for the people in this room because it's the enemy from within, and we have to handle it before it gets out of control. It won't get out of control once you're involved.
As President Trump tries to help Chicago, the mayor, Johnson, is an idiot, and he is pushing back as always. You know, at this point, I honestly feel like this man must be on the payroll of the cartel. There is no other logical explanation of why he is pushing back so hard on the concept of eliminating or alleviating crime, murder, and the drug flow through Chicago. There's no other logical explanation. If there is, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your theories on why this man is so against cleaning up the city.
It's not about safety. This is not about immigration. This is about fomenting chaos and terrorizing the people of Chicago and cities across America. And as the mayor of the city of Chicago, we vehemently oppose and reject what this administration has promulgated against the American people.
Well, the shutdown is in full swing. And of course, the blame game, the finger pointing is in full swing. And nobody is taking responsibility because it's always the other guy's fault. Check it out.
Democrats in Congress have officially shut down the United States government.
Democrats want to avert this crisis, but Republicans tried to bully us.
Chuck Schumer is listening to the far-left radicals in his own party.
Republican leadership is off playing make-believe in La La Land.
They prioritize taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal aliens over keeping the government open for American citizens.
They don't even have the guts to be on Capitol Hill and debate us face-to-face.
They have taken the American people hostage.
If the women were in charge, we'd have done this by now.
I think the Democrats have made a fatal flaw in making it so that this shutdown can occur, because they have now exposed their fleshy underbelly to the president. And I believe the knives are out, because the president can now do during a shutdown something he can't do, or he could not do otherwise. And that is start trimming the fat in just absolute massive amounts because of the shutdown. So I hope he takes advantage of this. Let's listen to what the president has to say.
You can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
When you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and they're Democrats. They're going to be Democrats.
American Papa Bear says, if the government manages to stay shut down for 61 days, President Trump can fire 740,000 federal workers. That is crazy. This will not only drastically reduce the size of government, but save the American taxpayer hundreds of billions of dollars. Challenge accepted. I really do hope that the president takes advantage of this time and just absolutely doges everything that he can see in the government right now. In the midst of this shutdown, the Democrats are freaking out over the trolling that President Trump continues to do. In a meeting with Hakeem Jeffries, President Trump put out a Trump 2028 hat. I think that's totally funny.
When he tried to hand you that Trump 2028 hat, what was your reaction?
Well, actually, he did not try to hand Leader Schumer and I the Trump 2028 hat. They just randomly appeared in the middle of the meeting on the desk. It was the strangest thing ever. And I just looked at the hat, looked at J.D. Vance, who was seated to my left, and said, "Don't you got a problem with this?" And he said no comment.
And he is continuing to put on that little mustache and sombrero onto Jeffries, and the Democrats just don't like it. Check it out.
I'm not even Mexican. I don't know why President Trump keeps saying that shit. He needs to say it to my face, Holmes. And while we're at it, I'm getting really tired of all that dollar store Obama shit. It's getting old, homie. My name is not Dollar Store Obama. Okay, pendejo? Órale! Arriba! Arriba!
And then what does that shameful man do? After a meeting where you're supposed to be working out details, where you're supposed to be negotiating a deal, you post something that draws a sombrero and a mustache on the lead.
I love how she's talking with a perfectly fine American accent until she says sombrero, and then she says sombrero. I don't even know how to say it. Sombrero. I don't know. But anyways, she totally puts on the thick Mexican accent, of course, to virtue signal or whatever. I don't know. But look, the more these people push back on this, the more they're just going to get memed themselves. Check it out. It's pretty funny. Yeah, that's all the Democrats are going to end up having mustaches and sombreros on them in any kind of press conference or whatever they're doing. I think it's hysterical. How dare you add a sombrero? That's so funny. Where President Trump and his team are trolling the Democrats on the outside, on the inside, where they have the White House press conference on loop, they are playing the Hakeem Jeffries and Schumer AI video that Trump put out just a couple days ago. I think that is just like, that is such a boss move. He is the king of trolls, and that's why we love him so much. Because he has a sense of humor. It's something the Democrats are completely lacking. All right, my friends, that is it for the news, and the Dems are the nuts. So we are now ready to jump into that liberal pool of madness. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
I don't know how to keep doing this. Maybe I'm gonna post in hopes of, like, I can't pretend I don't know how to keep asking. I'm watching families be ripped apart. And I'm in a place where, like, people will cheer it on. I don't want to be here anymore. This isn't fair. I'm so fucking mad. I'm gonna go mad. It's gonna just go fucking pretend.
Armand Klug says 3 years and she can go back to ignoring it all again. And that is totally true, because I am quite confident that lady did not raise an eyebrow about any of this stuff ever. I really wish that all these people who record themselves crying about the deportation operations in the United States give 30 seconds of their time to be empathetic with the families of American citizens killed by illegal aliens. All were given the opportunity to self-deport, $1,000 and a plane ticket, I believe. About 1.5 million so far have done that and are free now to apply for readmission the stand-in-line legal way.
Medical gaslighting that fat people face is sadly still very real and alive. I recently went to the doctor in regards to having an infection and talking about managing my type 2 diabetes, and the doctor, just automatically assumed that I do not take care of myself. He started going on about how I need to be on a proper diet. And then I said to him, how do you know I'm not on a proper diet? Because while I'm not going to act like the way I eat is 100% perfect, and yes, I do have a history of, however, I've been doing such a great job of eating my vegetables before I eat my protein and fat, before I eat my starch, and I've been drinking a lot of water, and he also assumed that I do not drink enough water, but I'm a freaking fish. I had to explain to this person that I exercise almost every day. Now, am I powerlifting? Am I doing acrobatics? No, it's more so walking or doing some resistance exercise, but nonetheless, I'm doing it. If I were in a smaller body, I can guarantee you, I would not be accused of not eating well or not taking care of myself properly. The thing is, fat people, we can do everything right, but if the labs don't look great, or if we have, once again, another infection, it's suddenly our fault. Instead of saying, oh, well, clearly you're not eating well because of the way your labs or your frequency of infections are looking, maybe you could say, hey, how is your diet going? Are you eating balanced meals? Let me know about that. But instead, you just automatically assume, especially someone who's been trying so hard to, keep being in recovery from this thing. I can't say it out loud without getting in trouble on TikTok. I'm so proud of the choices that I make. I feel so empowered by my knowledge about nutrition. Just to have a doctor just assume the worst. And then you wonder why fat people don't like going to the doctor. If there's anything I could tell you about like the fat liberation community, is that we actually care so much about our health. But the problem is that doctors like to gaslight us. And then in turn, we don't want to go to the doctor. And there's a whole layer of being both fat and a woman. You know that historically and presently, we don't listen to women. We say they're dramatic. We don't take their pain seriously. I shouldn't feel this dread to want to get help, knowing that the person is going to talk over me and act as if they know me and my body and the way I treat it.
I'm not going to disparage that woman for being fat. There were a lot of comments that were just absolutely pretty harsh, kind of mean. Well, they were mean. And there's no need for that. However, I thought this was kind of funny. You're fat. Don't sugarcoat it because you'll eat that too. Look, I think it's great that a doctor tells you how it is because, look, you can do something about it. It is very hard. Trust me. I've been on this journey for the last year. I've hit 235, which is just short of my 80-pound mark, and I have plateaued hard. I cannot break into the 220s. I'm trying, and I'm going to do it, but it is difficult, but it can be done. You need to change your lifestyle. You need to change your eating habits. Intermittent fasting has definitely worked for me. However, I've also been able to be on Manjaro for the last year, which has definitely helped for sure. And if you can get onto something like that, I think it'd be beneficial. But yeah, it is a mindset, and it can be done. It's like a death by 1,000 cuts. You don't just wake up fat one day. For me, I eat when I'm bored, and I eat at night. Again, I guess when I'm bored, I eat when I'm bored, and that's a horrible, horrible habit to be in. So yeah, I would have, eat late at night, right before I'd go to bed. I'd go to McDonald's, get 2 double cheeseburgers, a fry, large Coke or whatever, watch a movie maybe, and then go right to bed. That's horrible. That's like the worst thing you could do. I had no consequences for eating almost my whole entire life until I got into, I don't know, my 40s. And then stuff started happening. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? But yeah, look, it can be done. It's not the easiest thing to do, and it takes a long time to take off a lot of weight. At least that's been my experience. But anyways, let's see what some other people have to say. Sandman7998 says, fat is a choice. You don't have to be fat if you don't want to. Problem is, she doesn't want it bad enough. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But it is very difficult. For most people, it is a very difficult thing to lose weight. It's pretty easy to gain weight, but it's pretty difficult to lose weight. Andrew Rudenko says, Nice to see a medical professional who tells the truth. It's the diet she chose for herself, obviously an unhealthy lifestyle. Yeah, and that's why just in the last, I think it's been 3 weeks now, maybe closing in on a month, I've been lifting, nothing crazy, but I've been taking care of my upper body a little bit more, and I still need to work on going out for a walk every day. That's something that it's hard for me because I do have neuropathy now and some issues from when I was in the military with my feet. It is not a fun experience to go walking for me. So that is still a very big struggle, but it's something I need to do.
I'm sorry. I had to stop my car because I'm having a panic attack.
Okay.
Donald Trump, in his speech, just
declared
war on America.
What? No!
What is happening?
I don't know.
What is happening? I'm in the middle of a panic attack.
Huh. I'm sorry. Sorry you're mentally ill.
That's all I have to say.
Is it just me, or does she look like Roz from Monsters, Inc.? It's like she totally does. It's uncanny.
In these dark days of freedom, virtue is a sin, empathy a weakness, love it cannot...
Nope, I am not. No, we are not listening to that song anymore. My ears are literally bleeding. It goes on for quite a bit longer, and I love you guys too much to subject you to that horror show, so we are moving on. I'm glad to see that some of the youth are starting to wake up and see the threat that is the radical Muslim movement that is happening, not just in America, but across the UK, across Europe. And they're seeing what's happening, and they don't want it to come to America. This young lady, she's kind of goofy in some of her facial tics. I don't know if she's doing it just to, I don't know, to get more clicks or something. But her message is spot on, and take a look.
Oh, free Palestine. Free Palestine. How about now? I don't want America to end up like the UK. And if you're painfully unaware with what's happening, they're starting to completely take over in the UK. And what I mean by that is they're teaching little school children, little English school children, Sharia law. Another thing I mean by that, Christians are not allowed to pray in public anymore. You cannot pray in public anymore because you are offensive if you pray in public. Another thing, you're not allowed to wave the English flag in public. You're not allowed to. No, that's racist. There are Muslim-only parts of England. Now, this is not coming from, like, anywhere, like from the buttfuck of nowhere. No. Like, my For You page this morning has been filled with English content creators quite literally showing what's happening right now. If that doesn't scare you, I don't. Now, if you're sitting here being like, oh, this doesn't apply to me. Actually, yes, it does. Because in Texas, where they quite specifically outlawed Sharia law, like this is not legal at all, by any means, by any standard, there's a Muslim group going around threatening small businesses, saying that if they don't make their foods halal, and if they don't get rid of anything that doesn't follow Sharia law, they're gonna go in there and pew. But yeah, let's free Palestine. What a great idea. But in all seriousness, this is not meant to, like, hate towards, like, peaceful Muslims. This is only addressing the extremists that are over here trying to jeopardize Western values. Because you know what happens when you jeopardize Western values? You can't be gay anymore. You can't be trans anymore. Matter of fact, You as a woman will not have rights. You will not be able to get an abortion in any state. I know how much y'all love those. So why are we out here screaming free Palestine when they're invading literally the rest of the world? Let's use our brains.
I'll tell you what is terrorism. Putting on things that you know trigger most of the population, like MAGA hats, going to colleges or public spaces, and walking around in them going, see, I'm not scared. Boy, I bet you if I put my hand on your chest like Dexter Morgan, your heart is racing, you're so afraid. You can see it. What if someone just punched your ass? They should.
Guys, COVID is no f***ing joke this year. It's no f***ing joke. Go get your booster. I put it off. And now, I got COVID and it's no f***ing joke this year. Do you see this fever here? Hair? This pimple from not washing my face for 3 days because I didn't get migraines? No joke. Oh my God. I feel like because I got the original COVID before there was a vaccine, COVID got less and less intense every year. That first year I got COVID before I was vaccinated, crazy. And COVID sort of became kind of like the flu as it just got less and less intense. But this year, it's no f***ing joke. I'm trying to work, but I have brain fog. Brain frog. Oh my God. So many IQ points that I've lost. I literally can't think straight at all. I can't think straight. I don't know how I'm gonna do work. The brain fog is no joke. It's no joke. My peak day of sickness was literally having pseudo hallucinations. I don't know if it had something to do with inner ear, but every time I would lay down and I can't even speak. And close my eyes, my ears would ring and everything would shake. I literally went to bed and then woke up and thought I was suffocating. Like literally grabbed my throat, was so lightheaded, I just had to like heave for 30 seconds. And then after that, every time I would try and go to bed, my O2 would go down to like 95. So should I have gone to the doctor for that? Maybe.
What, are you retarded?
But I thugged it out. Point being, and I think I have brain damage now. So go get your booster. Don't be like me and wait.
Yes, I believe you do have brain damage. Apparently now, COVID has mutated and has the ability to not only give you respiratory damage, heart damage, but now brain damage. She is an idiot.
This goes out to people who voted for Donald Trump. I hate you. I hate you. You might be my family, you might be my friends, but if you voted for Donald Trump, I hate you. I f***ing hate you, and I don't want you to be in my life because you ruined it for myself and all the people around me. You knew voting for him would deny my rights. You knew it would be a disaster for trans folks, for immigrants, for people who look like me, people who are marginalized and poor, who have trouble with medical and all kind of stuff. I hate you for voting Donald Trump 2 times, especially family members and close companions who voted for Donald Trump. I hate you. Get out of my life. Don't ever text me. Don't come near my social media. I don't want anything to do with any one of you. You have ruined my already difficult life.
Yes, I am that woke, and everything is that serious to me. Let me explain it to you on this whiteboard here. Let's say that this is the line that you should never cross, right? And a microaggression is right here, right? But everybody is like, it's not that serious. So the line gets moved, right? And then slowly, over time, we are just excusing things and letting that line get pushed and pushed and pushed further and further back. And look at where we are. We started here and we ended here. We have ended more extreme than we started because of complicity. And that's not just a hypothetical. That's what's been happening within the last 10 to 20 years and has resulted in a more extreme society than what we started out with. So little things that might seem minor are that much more important to me.
Shockingly, I agree with you, but it is the left that have been pushing for these incremental changes in the name of progress, and it is fundamentally changing the fabric of America. And now we are seeing the fruits of their evil labors by all this craziness and insanity that you're talking about.
Or you think Charlie Kirk's life was worth more than George Floyd's?
No, but Charlie Kirk is literally one of the most prominent conservative figures, if not the most prominent conservative figure, demonized all the way to the point, no, not just podcaster.
He wasn't a political figure.
He was a consultant, he was all sorts of things. What I'm trying to say is you don't see a difference between that assassination, the most prominent political assassination in 50 years, and the situation with George Floyd. In fact, the response following that was an entire summer of left-wing riots, dozens of murders because of that, billions of dollars of damage, all this stuff. What have you noticed after the Charlie Kirk assassination?
Did you see all the garbage that was out here? They had to bring out dump trucks, multiple dump trucks to clean it up.
Right. So garbage. So there was litter, and you're comparing that to billions of dollars of damages and dozens of murders following George Floyd's death.
Sure.
You think that's a reasonable comparison?
For sure, 100%.
Do you see why I'm pushing back on that?
No, I think my whole point is I'm really glad he's not on Earth anymore.
Carrie Clark says the attendees were told to drop their trash on the ground because no trash cans were allowed for safety concerns. TPUSA paid for the trash removal. And that actually makes sense, because I was wondering when I was watching everybody, once they went into the memorial, yeah, there was like a ton of trash, and you never see that from people from MAGA or any conservatives or people on the right when they gather for whatever. There's literally no trash on the ground, as opposed to the left that absolutely just trashes wherever they're at because they're animals. But yeah, this makes sense. I guess they didn't want trash cans to be used. Maybe someone's going to set fire to them, or maybe a makeshift bomb or something. So, yeah, okay. Everything falls into place here. It's time for Dave's Detox. What? He didn't even lick it. Okay. Nice. Very cool. He's not liking that. Okay. A little magic trick. Oh, nice. That was amazing. Gesundheit. Oh yeah, there you go, buddy. Nice. Wow, that owl seems to really be enjoying that. Oh, that's cool. Hello. Oh, geez. Oh, to stop it, you're gonna give the little baby brain damage. Oh, that's not good.
Oh no!
Oh, poor guy. Oh. So apparently this cat gets its tongue stuck on everything. All right, my friends, that's it for today's episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. And for all those that subscribed, thank you very much. And if you hit that thumbs up button, that does help with the algorithm. Get it out in front of more people. That's always a good thing. And if you decided to share, hey, that's great too. Thank you very much. All right, until the next episode, stay safe, know that you're loved and appreciated. And until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.